Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new up in this place, my name is Ntwani Ngomani, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you for joining the webinar. It was such a productive session that we had, and I really enjoyed it. You guys really pulled through with your questions, and we really addressed a lot of that. And I think I'm looking forward to the next one, but I will announce when the next one will be. But today's video, I really just want to talk through settling into a new country and like the basic things, the basic things we never really think about, like a SIM card, a bank account, a little bit on finding a place to stay, and like getting used to like foreign currency. Basically, I am wearing my Man City souvenir that I bought from my Manchester trip the last weekend, which was absolutely amazing. I loved every bit of it, and I thought, let me buy myself something to just remember that. So yeah, I really love this shirt. I've never really been a football person, but I guess I'm a city girl now. So anyway, let's start with you landing in a foreign country, following from my last video story time about how I got lost in Heathrow and all of that. If you haven't watched the video, I will link it up here and also in the end, and you can go watch that right after you watch this video. So following up from that, so obviously we struggled a little bit. That's one other thing. Maybe let me start there. We struggle a little bit calling people on our South African SIM cards. I landed here with a Vodacom SIM card, so I've always used the Vodacom SIM card, and I mean it worked when I was roaming, but the only other way really to get in contact with people was via WhatsApp, because WhatsApp doesn't really interface with network or network service provider. As long as there's Wi-Fi and you're connected, then you're good to go. So the first thing was trying to get a SIM card, and there's quite a few options in the UK. If you are looking to be in the UK, either move here or like visit or whatever, there are a few options on the market, but for me, I felt at that point it was important to get a SIM card that would allow me to call home to make international calls to South Africa. But finding that SIM card is actually very difficult. There's a lot of SIM card that offers those options, but for a lot of different countries, and then you find that South Africa is just not one of them. So getting a SIM card was quite hectic. I ended up getting a Vodafone SIM card, which is basically a Vodacom network SIM card. So it is here, and you can get that. Other people got, I think there's one called EE as well. They have amazing plans, and I think the difference between here and South Africa is that here they have like pay-as-you-go plans, so you can pay like £10 a month and get like 15 gigs of data, and you get unlimited calls, unlimited social media use, so my Instagram updates, TikTok, Twitter, WhatsApp, that will be free, and then the data that I get is just for any other things like browsing and stuff. So you can get like an EE SIM card. I know people got EE, I got Vodafone, and what is the other one? 3 is also like a SIM card thing you can get. Yeah, so that's that on the SIM cards. Getting a SIM card, you don't really need any paperwork. You just need, I think you need your passport, and they obviously need your bank details for that plan, which is not even like a contract plan. It's just something that you can pay on a month-to-month basis, or you can stop paying for if you feel that it is not longer beneficial to you. But yeah, that's it on the SIM card. So you need to make sure that you do get a SIM card as soon as possible, because your SIM card won't work, and for a lot of things obviously you'll need your cell phone number to find a place to stay. People need to call you somewhere. For you to get a bank account, you need a cell phone number, all of those things. So it's just good to get that right. The second thing is temporal accommodation, and when we moved here, we had booked a hotel for 7 days, and we thought in those 7 days we're gonna find an apartment, right? I mean, how difficult can it be to find an apartment that we like? But it can actually be difficult to find an apartment in London. So we booked a hotel for 7 days, and that was supposed to be our temporal accommodation, but it ended up being just one portion of the temporal accommodation. We ended up booking an Airbnb for 3 weeks because we could not find an apartment. So I think, again, come prepared, guys, financially. Come prepared for anything that might happen, because you might think I'll be in a hotel for 7 days and I'll find a place, but if you don't, that means you either need to extend your stay at the hotel if they do have availability, or you need to find another place to stay, right? And that means an added cost. So if you haven't planned for this, it can be a really tricky situation. So make sure that your temporal accommodation is planned, and it's long enough to allow you to, in case you don't find a place right off the bat, you can still go on. So we had to, after moving from the hotel after 7 days, we had to find an Airbnb which we rented for 3 weeks, and that cost us around 40,000 rand for 3 weeks, guys. For 3 weeks cost us 40,000 rand. So you really need to be prepared financially, and maybe I will talk about this in the next video. So turn on that notification bell to get notified when the next video about costs of moving to a foreign country, when that video drops, right? The next thing is getting foreign currency and getting a bank account. So again, guys, you guys know I am a lover. I'm a lover for Investec, and I love their service. I love the clientele. The customer service is just amazing. So before I left South Africa, I called my banker and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be leaving the country in a couple of days. I need a UK account. And one of the benefits of my private account, or the Investec private account, is that you then have access to open a UK bank account with them, right? So that's what I did. Called up my banker. I told him I'm leaving in a couple of days. I'm gonna need a UK account. Can you please arrange that for me? And then we went through the whole process to arrange that, and it was ready for me. And unfortunately, I left South Africa before the card could be delivered to me in South Africa. So I just had to call them up and tell them, hey, I've actually left now, and this is the address I'm at in the UK. And they literally delivered it right here in the UK free of charge, right? So if you're not already, guys, if you're not already on Investec, you need to get onto that train, because I promise you it's a game changer for young professionals. So yeah, on the bank account, I then got my UK card, my UK Investec card, right, which is what I now use to do any and everything around the UK. Not that my South African one didn't work, but I wanted to have a UK currency because I did not want to have like exchange rate effect every time I make a transaction. So I could still pay for stuff for my South African account, but it would always apply whatever the exchange rate was at that minute that the transaction goes through. So I just wanted to eliminate the whole, foreign exchange difference. It becomes a thing when you do this type of thing. So you try to eliminate that and keep your costs as low as possible. So I got that account, and then I was ready to go. Literally, like, all I had to do was get the card activated and it was all good. But other options are also there. So I have a Revolut. I think Revolut is one of the popular ones. With Revolut, Revolut is a bank account that you can get in the UK. So with Revolut, you don't need any paperwork, you don't need any proof of address, you don't, guys, like, it's an online bank. They don't even have one physical branch where you can like go, I'm saying I'm going to the bank. Like, it's an online bank. So you can open that account. It's really instant, and you can open it while you're still in South Africa, mainly because they don't need a physical address for you to open the account. They just need sort of like your documentation, to prove your identity. So your passports and stuff is what they would probably need, but not a proof of race. So yeah, that's Revolut. There's also Monzo. Monzo is also an online bank account that you can use. They also require a bit of paperwork, your identification and stuff, but nothing relating to your proof of address or whatever. But if you want to get a more advanced bank account, I don't know what it's called, like advanced, but things like HSBC type of thing, that's where you then need like proof of address. And if you're still new here and you're still moving from place to place, you hardly have a proof of address at that point. So I think Monzo, Revolut, and Investec highly recommend if you already have a private account, guys. It's a benefit, use it. Okay, so that was, yeah, those were my three things. Getting a SIM card, thinking about temporary accommodation and the cost, and setting yourself up with some bank account. I think the last thing is the actual getting of the foreign currency. Getting foreign currency is actually easy. You can go to your bank and give them rands, and then they give you whatever currency you want. But I didn't do that. I just came here and I withdrew money from my Investec South African account, and it just literally came out in pounds. So I didn't have to. But if you one of those people who are like, oh, I want to have cash by the time I land, you can go to your bank and then buy whatever foreign currency depending on the country you're going to. So yeah, those are my tips. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope to see you guys in the next video and in future webinars where we sit down and talk about these things. And I think going forward, I think we're gonna be having guests on the webinar, so that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be bringing in a lot of different perspective from a lot of qualified CAs, even people who are not CAs, lined up for this webinar. So it's going to be interesting. I hope you guys like it. Please don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment down below, and let me know how you found this video. Please guys, share this video with people who are looking or considering moving abroad, or even if you know someone who's just like wondering about these things, please do share the video and let's grow the family. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.